Some analysts are finding a technical pattern that could lead to a $3 Dogecoin. What is that pattern and what is showing in the charts right now for Doge? Something I want to talk about in this video alongside another trade that I made for Doge, which is right now sitting a nice $122 in the profit alongside this Bitcoin trade that I had earlier today that I shared on my live stream where I've got my stop loss set for $200 in the profit. Why did I short these coins if we're talking about a potential $3 bullish breakout for Dogecoin? Well, because there's a lot of volatility in crypto for trading. If you just look over the last 24 hours, you'll see some coins are up 12% today and some coins are down 12% today, leaving this volatility with fantastic trading opportunities. Let's talk a little bit about this $3 Dogecoin. If I think that this is possible in this cycle, maybe even in the year 2025, is this something we can actually expect? Well, let's discuss it a little bit and some of the news today. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more crypto content, and let's hop right in. So yeah, we do see a couple coins down today, and Bitcoin is also down, but there are some coins that are popping off as well. Where's Dogecoin on the day? Slightly down, 4.4%. One thing that I'm looking at on the Dogecoin chart myself is as follows: a potential tap down to one of the levels that I've been just looking at, this blue trend line, which we've kind of been following. We've tapped down to it a few times. My worst case scenario for Dogecoin through the remainder of this bull market is right at about 16 cents at 15.9, something that I'm looking at. Maybe we get a wick below, we come down to maybe even 14 cents, but right around 14 to 16 cents. In terms of my breakout zone to the upside, it is very similar to the technicals that we were kind of looking at in this article I'm going to share with you here in a second. But I'm looking at about 45 cents or so, something around there. If we can break through that, then I do think we're going to get massive continuation to the upside and then leading us probably past our previous all-time highs at 74 cents and eventually to $1 and higher. But can we go to that $3 level? Well, let's look at this article by this publication, the Crypto Basic. Breakout above this pattern could send Dogecoin to $3, analyst says. Well, what are they looking at? They're looking at a multi-year pattern, technical pattern they're calling a symmetrical triangle structure. And it actually goes all the way back to May 3rd of 2021, and you can see this right here. It goes to the top of this range, to the bottom of this range. Now, a little bit different from the chart that I have drawn out. There's a lot of different ways to kind of draw some technicals, and this is more of a fundamental technical pattern they have drawn out. The difference being is that on the pattern they're looking at, they're drawing up this range right here, kind of making it so that it looks like this. That's that symmetrical triangle. I was looking at more of this, a little more steep level of support that I was kind of looking at where we just kind of tapped off of it more in the midterm as opposed to this multi-year trend line. But they both kind of line up and show me the same thing. Of course, this pattern would suggest, okay, maybe Dogecoin could come back down to 7 cents again, but I really do not believe that we are going to come down to that level again. Instead, I think kind of our floor would be at around 15 cents. But looking at this technical pattern, there is technically a breakout that could suggest a potential move to $3. And that's just kind of going on the technicals, looking at kind of this. And then we've got some on-chain data also supporting a potential surge that they're looking into. New wallet addresses surging by 102%, and active addresses rose by 111%. And that makes sense to me because we're kind of just seeing the total market cap come back up. We're now at 3.39. Better looked at on this chart, you can see our total market cap has been booming. Just look at the last few weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 7 weeks of green candles. 6 out of the last 7 weeks were green candles. We're currently in a new weekly candle that is showing red right now. It could touch back down to this 3.16 trend line as Bitcoin is also kind of going back down into a zone a little bit lower than 110. So Bitcoin could potentially slip back down to 104. But is this $3 Dogecoin possible? Well, the technical that I just shared with you guys does suggest that, and I do think that it's something to think about. But as we start thinking about a $3 price for Doge, we also have to realize the market cap and limitations around market cap. Now, what if I told you if Dogecoin achieved the all-time high market cap for Ethereum That is a 17x from here. That is a $3.82 Dogecoin. If Dogecoin was to be able to achieve the market cap that Ethereum has right now, which is it's $319 billion for market cap. That is a $2.14 Doge. So what I take out of this is, while the technicals are suggesting you could see $3, the fundamental part of analyzing the math behind market cap would suggest that $3 is going to be rather difficult. In my predictions for Dogecoin, I've been talking more so about maybe a $2 Doge or a $1 Dogecoin. I have acknowledged that, potentially $3 or even $5 could be achievable at some point in the future. But for this bull market, I do think that seeing anything north of 300 billion for Dogecoin is really just something that I don't truly expect for this bull market. Now, if this is some kind of super cycle and the Dogecoin ETF is wildly successful, that is a bullish catalyst for certain. The Dogecoin ETF is coming. I think we could see at best, a $2 Doge in this current bull cycle, but in the future, I would leave the opportunity for a potential $3 or even $5 Dogecoin down the road. But I do think, while I'm thinking about it in the most realistic way possible, does a Dogecoin meme coin about a dog go above a $300 billion market cap? I think it's going to be pretty hard for it to do. So I think that, $2 could be in reach, maybe getting somewhere in the north 200 billion range, just under 300 billion. But getting higher than that would be pretty darn wild. It'd be difficult to imagine Dogecoin at the current market cap of Ethereum, but I think it could get pretty darn close with the ETFs coming. And really looking at the broader market, if you're living in a world, and I think we are living in a world where Bitcoin wants to compete with gold, well, Bitcoin's market cap is right now at about $2 trillion. Gold's market cap is at $22 trillion. And let's just say we do see Bitcoin achieve the market cap of gold. Well, that means that the total market cap of crypto would go to roughly $40 trillion or so, just given Bitcoin's dominance in the market, which means that the other $20 trillion worth of money in this market would be in altcoins. And if there's $20 trillion in altcoins at some point in the future, and Dogecoin is still the 8th largest crypto, then just by what the percentage of Dogecoin's dominance is in the market compared to the total market cap, you really could see something that is in that $3 range down the road. Now, do I think we see that in this cycle? No, I don't think that that's realistic for this cycle. But I am quite bullish on Doge, and I think we could see it maybe get to $1 or $2. $1 I think is a slam dunk for this bull market for Doge, but I think $2 is achievable potentially for this coin. Now, why did I open up a short position on Doge? Well, very simply put, because when I was looking at this chart that I have drawn out here, I am expecting that it is possible to see the move back down to 15 or 16 cents. Again, it doesn't have to happen, but I did notice that the bulls were kind of getting exhausted. The real true reason that I opened up this short on Dogecoin today is because I also opened up this short trade on Bitcoin, which I have my stop loss set for $200 in the profit. Why did I do that? Well, because on the week of a Bitcoin conference, we actually typically see the prices of crypto stall out. So I wanted to take advantage of this volatility after a very big pump for Bitcoin and for Dogecoin over the last few weeks. We were kind of due for a pullback and a cool-off period at the very least, maybe not a full-on pullback, but a cool-off. And so I wanted to take advantage of that volatility. If you want to take advantage of that volatility as well and open up a trade to the short side or for the long side for Dogecoin, Bitcoin, or any of your favorite cryptos, you can sign up for Blowfin using the link I got in the comments in the description down below, up to a $5,000 deposit bonus when you sign up using our link. I'm setting my stop losses and I'm getting ready for, I'm always getting ready for trades. I'm making trades all the time in this space. So in this example, I'll show you again kind of how very easy to set my stop losses. I'm just going to set it slightly above where these green candles kind of topped out. So if this gets stopped out, I will end up 47, just under $40 in the profit after fees, which is fine. I just don't want this winning trade to turn into a losing trade. So I'm setting my stop loss. You could take a more risky approach and you could keep it open if you really do have with a extreme high conviction that we are coming down to this level. But in me setting my stop losses, I tell you, hey, I don't have extreme confidence that we're coming down to 15 or 16 cents, but it's possible. So I got my short. If it does go down there, I can profit off of it. If I get stopped out before we get down there, that's fine. I still took a little bit of profit and I've got more opportunities to trade as I save my stack as we continue to do more trading. That's all I have for you in this one, guys. I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. I do believe that a $3 Dogecoin is possible at some point in the future. For this cycle, I think it's maybe a little bit of a stretch at this stage in the game, looking at the math, looking at the tokenomics behind Dogecoin. But who knows, guys? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I am certainly excited for a Dogecoin ETF to come out. We're going to keep the news coming as it is revealed day in, day out here at the Crypto Report. Smash a like, subscribe. 2 videos here if you want to check them out. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.